Carnation Evaporated Milk presents the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show.
Thank you very much. Well, I look a little annoyed tonight. Please forgive me. I just had a thing happen. It always happens. It always upsets me, and it's silly. People are always asking me if Gracie has ever said or done one sensible thing in her whole lifetime. And of course she has. Just the other day, she was reading in the paper that Stokowski and Heifetz were going to be on television. And she said, this is a bad example. She said she was sure the winner would meet Gorgeous George. Wait a minute. Gracie loves nice things. And we have some lovely antiques in our home. And this very famous interior decorator came to dinner. And he saw this cabinet. And at dinner he said, Gracie, where did you get that priceless old relic with the curved legs and the hand-decorated drawers? And Gracie... I met him in vaudeville. Oh, yeah. Yesterday, she drove her car into a filling station. She wanted to get it washed. No, the man told her that she needed a new muffler for the car, and she said, it's getting colder, make it wool. This is crazy. I've been married to Gracie for 20 years. She must have said something that made sense. Oh, yeah. In this department store, the sales girl said, Mrs. Burns, if you're looking for Mr. Brown, you'll find him in ladies' lingerie. In a butcher shop, the butcher said, Mrs. Burns, I have pig's feet today. In a restaurant, the waiter says, Mrs. Burns, walk this way. I'm sure I'll think of something. Oh, no. Let's go back to Gracie's childhood. When Gracie was 5 years old, she said to her mother, I didn't go back far enough. Well, you can't be right all the time. Oh, that's Gracie laughing. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Gracie, come here a minute.
What?
What's so funny?
Well, I just had a letter from my sister Bessie. She's got the greatest sense of humor of anybody in the whole world.
Well, what did she say?
She said, oh, here it is. It says that I heard the funniest story today I ever heard in my whole life, and I will tell it to you when I see you. Love, Bessie.
Well, if she didn't tell it to you, why are you laughing?
If Bessie says it's funny, it's funny.
She's got a great sense of humor.
Yes, I'm going over to Blanche Morton's here. Bye.
Goodbye, dear.
Oh, Bessie's so funny.
Hello, Gracie.
Oh, hello, Harry. Is Blanche home?
No, she's...
Well, I'll come in and wait. Yes.
Well, maybe it'd be more comfortable in the living room, Gracie. See, I'm working
this
here.
is all right. I'll just sit here and watch you.
Well, there's nothing to watch. I'm just going to sign some letters.
Oh, go right ahead. I'd like to see how you do it. I just love to see a man work.
No, Gracie, please. Those are my real estate listings. If anything happens to these, I might as well go out of business.
Oh, say, Harry, maybe you could find a house for my Aunt Clara.
I could sure try. Any particular type of construction?
Yes, she's a woman.
No, I mean the house, Gracie. Brick, frame, stucco, stone, colonial.
That sounds good.
Maybe I better show you some pictures,
All
Gracie.
right. Nothing risque, though.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Gracie. I'll keep on the lookout for something, and if I find anything, I'll let you know.
All right.
Why don't you just leave these presents for Blanche, and then when she comes in, I'll give them to her.
Oh, no, those are not for Blanche. Those are presents for George. I'm taking them to the store.
The store?
Well, yes, you see, every year after Christmas, George always exchanges my presents. So I thought this time I would save him the trouble and exchange them before he gets them.
Gracie, that's an idea that only you could think of.
Oh, thank you. Now, well, here it is. How do you like it?
Very nice.
I bet you haven't seen one of those in years.
No.
Now, press that button down.
This.
Uh-huh. Now, press that one down. Clever, isn't it?
What is it?
I don't know.
Then why did you buy it?
Well, it was the last one they had in the store, and the man said they couldn't get any more.
What's the other present?
Oh, no. I'm not going to show you that one. It's just something silly.
Nothing practical like this.
Oh, no.
Say, Gracie, I've got a list of things I'm going to get Blanche for Christmas. I'd like you to check them over with me if you would.
All right.
Got some nice ideas. Yeah. How about a fancy negligee?
Oh, wonderful. I can just picture Blanche in a sheer black negligee.
Yeah. Well, there goes that idea.
Well, I guess I'll be going, Harry. I'm sorry Blanche wasn't here. You know, when I phoned her this morning, she said there was a salesman at the door with a bald head, and I was dying to find out if she bought one.
I'll look through her things.
All right. Well, don't bother coming to the door. Feels heavier somehow, I don't know. Bye.
Don't worry about Harry's real estate listings. He'll get them back. How about that present she got me? Should have seen what she got me last Christmas. I didn't know whether to wear it, eat it, or plug it in and listen to it. But all of her presents are not silly. Oh, that's Mr. Vanderlip, the banker, a very rich. Oh, he's stopping at our house. Excuse me, I gotta open the door. Coming. Hello, Mr. Vanderlip. Well, this is nice. Thank you. It's a real pleasure. I didn't expect to see you here today. Make yourself at home, Mr. Vanderlip.
Thank you, George.
Here, have a cigar.
Well, I know bankers are supposed to have a reputation for smoking cigars, but personally, I can take them or leave them.
Oh?
Oh, my children saved the bands.
You have quite a family.
Well, I see you're getting your money from a new source this year, George.
Oh, no, I'm still married to Gracie. Oh. Oh, you mean Carnation Milk, of course.
Splendid company. AAA rating.
AAA product, too. Sit down, Mr. Vanderlip.
Thank you, George. Is Gracie home?
Not right now.
Charming woman, Gracie.
Thank you.
One of my favorites.
Thank you.
Really crazy about her.
Good, good.
Do me a favor, will you, George?
Certainly.
Keep her out of my bank.
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, it's that checking account you opened for her. First of all, our bookkeeping never quite agrees with hers. Now, last week, for example, we computed her balance to be $1,200.
What did Gracie figure it was?
$2,800,000.
I wish she was right.
And then we come to the matter of the checks Gracie has written. Tell her that a check is intended only as a means of transferring money from one person to another, not recipes, song lyrics, the latest gossip, or 10-day diets.
She writes all that on the checks?
Not only that, she signs them, guess who?
Well, I'll see that she stays out of the bank.
Thank you, George.
Okay, you're glad you stopped over, Mr.
A bank is definitely not the place for Gracie. In fact, as I listen to her conversation with my teller, I always get the feeling that the wrong person is inside the cage.
Well, I'll have to get tough with Gracie. I'll have to tell her to stay out of Vandelip's bank. And no more checks. Close her account. But I'll have to do this sort of diplomatic. I'll get her some flowers first. Maybe a new dress. Or a bracelet. Yeah, that's what I'll get her. I'll get her some flowers. Yeah. Look, don't think that I'm afraid of Gracie. I'm not. If anything happens between us, I'm set. I don't have to worry if I never do another day's work until Monday. I better get the flowers, huh? Okay, I'll get it.
Ain't misbehaving all by myself.
George.
Yes?
Which way you going?
Why?
Well, I thought if you were going that way, you'd mail this letter for me.
I'm going that way.
Oh, well, good. You could take these empties back to the market for me. He's easier to outsmart than Harry.
Say, Blanche, will you throw this button on
I
for
just
me?
put one over on Dopey next door.
Well, if she's home, why doesn't she bring back my listings?
I was talking about George.
Oh, George.
Stop yakking about your listings. Gracie phoned and she was bringing them home. But there's nothing to worry about.
There's nothing to worry about. She's a real brain, that woman. When the vegetable man wanted to sell her an eggplant, she wanted to know how many chickens were working in it.
She's still too good for George. I'll never know why she ever married that man.
Oh, George is a pretty fair catch. Nice home, plenty of money.
Oh, when Gracie married him, he didn't have a penny. He's no bargain now, but to look like that and be broke yet.
Blanche, sew the button. Sew the
All
button.
right, and you're no bargain either, sew the button. I could have married Al Cooper, you know.
Al Cooper.
Well, he just happens to be one of Cincinnati's best sanitation engineers.
English translation, garbage collector.
He only collects from hotels and restaurants.
Big deal. Big deal.
Blanche.
Sew the button, I know, sew the button.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
That sounds like Gracie.
Yeah.
A grown-up man like you. I'm going to tell my husband on you. I've been watching you through my rear-view mirror, and you've been following me for blocks.
Look, lady.
No, don't you lady me. You. Oh, hello, Blanche. Hello, Harry.
Hello, Gracie.
Oh, Harry, here are the listings. I found them at the exchange desk at Bullock's, and Harry, you should be more careful of them. Oh, Blanche, missed you this morning.
I know.
Oh, yeah, and I have lots to tell you. Oh, yes, I have. Don't you lady me, you playboy, you.
Look, I followed you because I'm a policeman.
Well, that's even worse.
Look, officer, what seems to be the trouble?
She went through a 20-mile zone at 30 miles an hour.
So what? Yesterday I went through that same zone at 10 miles an hour, so it owed me 10.
Well,
I'm giving you a ticket.
Oh, no, you're not. I'm not going to be obligated to you. I'm going to pay for it.
Why don't you speak to him?
I don't want to speak to him. You speak to him.
I don't want to speak to him.
Well, if they don't want to speak to you, I'll speak to you. Have you seen any good plays lately?
I've had enough. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, well, goodbye. Oh, officer, come here. Just a minute. Look, you better be more careful. When you followed me, you went through 3 red lights.
Here they are. Ready? But I just had the strangest experience. A motorcycle cop with a crazy look on his face just asked me how to get to the police station. Maybe he ran into something. He looked so fun. Oh, there's Bill Goodwin. Excuse me, I gotta open the door. Come on in, Bill.
Okay, George.
Hello, Willie.
Hi.
Glad to see you. Come right in. I'm right in here.
Thank you.
Oh, put that right on the chair, Bill.
Oh, all right.
Fine, fine.
Hey, what are the flowers for?
Oh, for Gracie.
Yeah?
You see, I've got to tell her that I'm closing her checking account.
Uh-huh.
And these flowers are to put her in a good humor.
Oh, George, you're going at it the whole wrong way. Now, don't use the flowers.
But flowers always
no.
work, Bill.
No, George.
No?
Those will put you on the defensive. Now, look. Pretend I'm Gracie, see?
Yeah.
Now, you say to me, Gracie, I'm closing your checking account. Firmly, but with all the personality you've got.
Gracie, I'm closing your checking account. The flowers. Thank you. You're a great help. I don't know what I'd do without you.
George.
What?
I just thought of something.
Another idea.
I know how to help you.
Really?
I really do. Give me
Oh,
the flowers.
no flowers.
No.
I see. No.
Now, look.
Yeah.
In front of Gracie,
Yeah.
you say to me, Bill, have you been by the bank lately?
Have you been by the bank lately?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, then I'll say, well, that's a coincidence. I've just been reading a booklet on why smart women stay out of banks. And I'll make something up.
Hey, that smart angle might
Sure.
get her.
Right.
Wait, I'll call Gracie.
All right. Hey, George. Yes, don't forget your line.
Been by the bank lately.
That's right.
I'm quick study.
Good.
Gracie, Bill Goodwin is here.
All right, dear. I'll be there in a minute.
What is that? What's the charge?
This? Oh,
Yeah.
George.
Yeah.
Let me show you this. I'm making a lecture to 200 babysitters tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Would you be my audience?
Oh, be glad to.
I'd like to show you. Move that chair over.
Okay.
Put it right out here, will you?
Right here?
Yeah.
In other
Move
words,
this.
you're gonna break it in on me.
Yeah.
All right.
I need a pointer. Here. Now look.
Yeah.
As I open up, I say,
Yep.
babysitters,
Yep.
this is a baby.
Well, it's nice you tell them because they might think it's an umbrella.
Well, maybe I'll cut the first line.
Smart cut.
Anyhow, then I say, babysitters, when this little fella looks at you with tiny outstretched arms and says, ah, goo, googly goo. Do you know what he's saying? Do you? Do you? Do you, George?
Well, I know, but I don't want to embarrass those 2 women out there.
You're fibbing, George. You don't know. So I'm going to tell you. He's saying, I want carnation evaporated milk. It's best for me because it's good whole milk, concentrated to double richness in all milk food values, enriched with vitamin D, and scientifically sterilized for absolute safety.
That's what goo, googly goo means?
George, everybody knows that.
Yeah, I guess everybody knows that.
Oh, hi, Gracie.
Gracie, what does goo, googly goo mean?
It means I want carnation evaporated milk. It's best for me because it's good milk enriched by double vitamin.
Okay. I'm wrong. I guess everybody knows what it means. That day, I just happened to miss school.
Well, you see, dear, you don't understand babies, but I do because I used to be one.
When I was small, I was a caterpillar. Been by the bank lately, Bill?
Oh, yes, George. I was
You know what?
What?
My mother always fed me carnation evaporated milk.
Maybe the Carnation people don't want that to get around. Been by the bank lately, Bill?
Hey, Gracie, I'll bet that's why you're so sweet. You know, 8 out of 10 mothers who use carnation say, my doctor recommended it. Carnation is the milk every doctor knows. So if you want contented babies, you feed them the milk from contented cows. Carnation evaporated milk.
Oh. Well, you know what I always say, Bill? If you don't feed babies food to make them big when they're very tiny, they'll still be tiny when they get to be very big.
If you don't feed tiny babies food when they're big, they'll be very small. No. If you don't feed big babies tiny food when they're little, they're gonna...
Say, George, I wouldn't want you to repeat this, but sometimes Bill doesn't make sense.
He forgot his chart.
If you take tiny babies when they're big and feed them milk. No. If you take tiny babies when they're big...
How do you like that? A big guy like Bill. Gracie hits him with one line, and he's in a daze. I've been getting hit with those lines for years. I don't feel so good either. Well, I can't put this off any longer. I better go back and tell Gracie that she's got to stay out of Van Lip's bank. Well, here goes. Gracie!
Yeah?
Come, look.
Oh, George, for me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're the sweetest husband in this whole house.
Gracie, sit down. I'd like to talk to you.
Well, later, dear. Let's fix the flowers first.
But what I have to say is very important.
Well, later. Will you get me that vase over there? Oh,
Well, I guess it can wait a little while.
these are beautiful.
Aren't they pretty?
Yes.
Well, what'd you do with yourself today?
Oh, I was shopping.
Oh?
Yes. Oh, my, the
I'll
department
take that.
stores were crowded today. I was at the exchange desk, and the girl was out to lunch, so we all had to wait in line. And I was 7th.
Well, that's your lucky number.
Mm-hmm. I asked the lady in front of me what she was exchanging, and she said, well, I have to return these shoes for my children. They're too tight. And I said, shame on you for allowing your children to drink.
Well, that was telling her.
Mm-hmm. Then the line moved up, and I was 6th.
Oh, the girl came back from lunch.
No, the woman in front of me went to the
Back of the line. I should have known that.
Oh, and then the man ahead of me, he looked so peculiar. He had a lot of hair on the side of his head, but none on top. So I said to him, I said, my, you must have grown fast when you were a boy. You grew right up through your hair.
That was a nice way to break the ice.
Mm-hmm. And then I was 5th.
Oh? And moving up fast.
Yes. And then there was a lady and her husband in front of us. And so I said to the woman, I said, I hope that girl comes back from lunch soon. She says, so do I. I have to make an exchange for my husband. His hat's too small.
And you said?
Why change your husband? Why not get him a larger hat?
And you're now 4th.
3rd.
Oh, they both moved.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Let me see. I think I'll change those over
Oh,
here.
put those flowers in there, yeah.
So then the little fat man in front of me jumped out of line, and I was 2nd.
What did you say to him?
Nothing. He backed into my umbrella.
Well, it serves him right.
Yeah. Now, and then the girl who was first in line was very pretty, but she was rather rude.
She was rude?
Yes. I was talking about the movies, so she interrupted me, and she said, have you seen My Foolish Heart? So I came right back at her, and I said, no, but if your neckline was any lower, I sure could.
By this time, the girl was back from lunch, and you were at the window.
No, I was in the back of the line.
You were in the back of the line?
Well, everybody else went there, and I wanted to see what was going on. And you know it was a lucky thing I did, too? Because I heard somebody say there was a crazy woman up front.
You know, Greg.
Here, Dad, throw those away.
Throw them away? Oh, wait, I got an idea. Blanche Morton.
Yes, George.
I got a surprise for you.
For me?
Blanche, flowers. Harry got you these flowers, but they were delivered here by mistake.
Harry bought flowers for me?
For you.
Oh,
Blanche, will you sew this button on, please?
you and your guilty conscience. Where were you last night? Why, you never
What's all the excitement, dear?
Nothing. The excitement is over. Now, Gracie, I'd like to talk to you.
All right.
Mr. Vanderlip is
Oh, don't mention that man's name to me again. I'm never going in his bank again.
Why not?
Well, because it's dishonest.
Dishonest?
I was there yesterday to make a deposit, and as fast as I put money in one window, somebody was taking it out of another.
I see.
So I want you to stop my checking account. Now, what was it you wanted to talk to me about? I know what you're laughing at.
You do?
That joke of my sister Bessie's letter.
George and Gracie will be back in just a minute. Meanwhile, I want to talk to you about something serious. If you're a mother, you know that your baby's health and happiness depend largely upon the milk that you feed him. As I mentioned earlier, 8 out of 10 mothers who use Carnation evaporated milk say their doctor recommended it. Think of it, 8 out of 10. And remember, doctors consider a baby's feeding formula just about the most important prescription they write. So the reason why so many doctors recommend Carnation is that it's a brand they trust. They've learned from experience you can't buy a safer or better milk for babies. The next time you go into your grocery store, pick up a can of Carnation and look at it. Right here, right on the label, you'll see this seal. Now that certifies that Carnation is accepted by the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association. So ask your doctor about the advantages of Carnation for your baby. It's the milk every doctor knows. And remember, you needn't have a baby in your house to enjoy Carnation evaporated milk. Carnation is just good, fresh milk from the country. Nothing is taken out except water. Nothing is added except vitamin D. You can use Carnation in all your cooking, and it's wonderful for creaming coffee, too. And now here's our contented couple, Carnation's own George and Gracie.
Thank you very much. Gracie and I will be back again in 2 weeks. Gracie, was there anything else in the letter that was interesting?
Oh, yes. Willie, you know, Bessie's son.
Yes?
He sent his love to you.
Oh, how is it?
Oh, he's out now, you know.
He's out?
Yes, yes.
How did he get out?
On account...
Program with Stanley Tackney as Mr. Vanderlip and Bert Thorne as the policeman. Our music director was Harry Sosnick. The George Burns and Gracie Allen show will be back in 2 weeks. Stay tuned now for The Show Goes On with Robert Q. Lewis on most of these stations. This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Carnation. Good night.
This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting.